Greetings, everyone, and to another discussion with myself and Lightning Dragon, my bastion of common sense. And today we're going to be discussing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, kind of a game I picked up just because Lightning had picked it up, being a Dragon Ball fan, and I wanted to try it. And as he can tell you, I've definitely put more hours into it than he
You've
has.
got stupid amounts of hours into the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
I haven't been
addicted.
playing much games lately. Let's
I'm
see.
addicted.
I have 61 hours, which is actually like double what I had before. But you've got like 400, 500 hours in this.
Yeah. I'm really hurting for a life. No, the thing is that
It's because that's all you've been playing.
I know.
221 hours on
But you
record.
see, during college, I was big into fighting games. I was big when the first fighting game I really ever got a hold of was for my Super Nintendo. It was Street Fighter 2. And I remember I had like stickers that I put on there that said Street Fighter 2 machine, keep your hands off of it. And I was adamant about, that's if I had one game that I had for the Super Nintendo, it was Street Fighter. That's all I cared about. And
If you were trapped on a desert island and you could only have one console and one system, it was a Super Nintendo.
it was Street Fighter. I was good, And I mean, I loved it. I loved it. And I did like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I did all the Samurai Showdown. I could beat Samurai Showdown in the arcade machine. I got into with 1/4. And I got into every fighting game you can think of. You can just go down the list. You name
Mortal
that, probably
Kombat.
Exactly. Mortal Kombat 2. I lived on that too as well.
I think I played more Mortal Kombat 3 because there was one of them, and I think it was the last Mortal Kombat they released on the Super Nintendo. I don't remember if that was 3 or 4, and that's the one I played the most of.
Yeah, probably was 3, and and Stryker can go to hell. Anyway, so it did not fit. So the thing is that so we basically I haven't been playing fighting games for probably close to
15 years.
10, 12 years, something like that. Well, maybe you might be right, 15. Ever since I lived in Japan, I don't think I was the last time I think I played. That was yeah, right. That was 2000 when I lived in Japan. So the arcades there were really awesome, and I came back, and I basically haven't been doing it since. So I pick up Xenoverse because he's playing it, and I like to do the same kind of games he's doing. I said, what the hell? I'll give it a whirl. And now I'm totally addicted. Now the game, I love the combat. It's very fast. It's quick pace, combos. There's so many skills, powers, and abilities that you can spend. You can just spend days.
You can spend 200 hours playing the game, unlocking everything.
Yeah, and trying to figure out what worked with what, and it's just so interesting. And it's between mixing stats, it mixes this RPG element, and you've got the twitch, the quick fighting elements that I love in fighting games. Blocking, countering, parrying, throwing, big fireballs to the face. All of it's there. And I'm absolutely in love with the game. And it took a little while to get used to the controls because the control scheme's different, but now I can do it blindfolded. It's not a problem. So why we're talking about Xenoverse 2 is a large part is when it comes down to AI. This is the only one flaw in the game, as Lightning and I really feel, is that the AI, it cheats.
We will just get into screaming matches sometimes about the dick-ass moves that the AI is doing. Oh, well, feel free to power up as much as you want because the AI is just going to kick me across the map. Juggle, 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 juggle. And then, you get your power up and you jump in and you start beating them. And then I can play the game again because they have perfect timing on certain difficulty levels. Because there's actually 3 AI difficulty settings. There's easy, there's medium, and there's hard. And I think most of the time you're fighting against medium and hard. When you're doing the high level missions.
Oh, absolutely.
Because sometimes they just they'll counter a lot, but you pretty much just dominate them. But then out of nowhere, or for the entire battle, they're just God mode.
Oh yeah,
and you can't hit them. They always counter you. If you try to counter them, they bitch slap you when you Z vanish behind them. And you just get your ass handed to you.
Yeah, or their stamina will regen like unrealistically fast. Like it'll be empty, and the next second it's like it's full. You're like, really?
Yeah, or they'll use a move that requires stamina, but it doesn't take the stamina, or they don't have any stamina, or it only takes half of the stamina.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, what the hell is even going on here?
Yeah, so I mean, and like literally, like you press the button.
I thought the Civilization AI cheated a lot.
Yeah. Well, and so, but with that, of course, is what I've learned as I've been playing it, is that even though the AI cheats, it runs underneath a very remarkably simple pattern, and once you figure it out, certain distances it does certain things, certain circumstances it'll always do certain things. So you can use that to your advantage and say, okay, I'm this far away, I'm just going to wait, he's going to charge, I'm going to grab him and throw him. Ooh, charge, throw, then Kamehameha, whatever, and then whatever. You can just kind of put them into this kind of this loop. Now it doesn't always work because sometimes you judge the distances wrong because you get some pretty good big distances between your opponent. But the point is that even an AI that cheats operates underneath a certain set of rules. Now, why this to me is interesting is that as he mentioned, there's a lot of games out there that in lieu of having an AI that actually uses any semblance of skill,
it just gets buffed up.
The developers, right? They'll give it more resources, more supplies. They'll let it not operate.
Or they start off with more stuff than you. Like Stellaris, for example. Stellaris, I think, is a good game. I really like it a lot.
It's brilliant.
And I believe the AI in Stellaris is a fairly well balanced AI, but you have fallen empires that start off with like max tech level, but they don't really attack you unless you piss them off or certain events are triggered. And there's also an advanced AI start, and an advanced AI start, I believe they're given a couple tech levels for free. And they're also start off with 1 or 2 extra planets on top of their homeworld. So they start off initially bigger, but they're not so far ahead that you can't catch up or use tactics to beat them. Fallen Empires are kind of like super endgame raid boss levels, and they will always be hard, regardless if you've sunk 20 hours into a single game. But for the most part, it's a fairly well and balanced AI. But if you look at a game like Civilization, it doesn't matter which civilization because it's the same AI. I don't think they cheat.
I've seen situations where they have no resources. Hey, come on!
Yes,
I can tell you that
resources.
I have proof that they cheat. Okay, I dropped a nuke on one of the cities once in that game, and all they had was a peasant with a pitchfork, and they blocked the nuke. I'm sorry.
I don't care. Civ too.
I think it was, but the thing is that I don't care. I don't care how good your peasants are and how powerful or what metal those pitchforks are made out there. I'm not blocking my tactical nuke. Okay, that's cheating. But no, back to what we're talking about.
Like in the new Civ 5 and Civ 6, what the difficulty scale? It's not a better AI. There is only one AI in the game, and what it is. On a certain difficulty level, no one has any bonuses, no one has any negatives. So you all play at the equal level. I think it's called Prince or something.
Yeah.
But as you go down in difficulty, what it is I believe the AI gets a couple little nerfs. Like they won't build certain things as fast. But for the most part, like you as a player get bonuses, like you get bonus happiness and other things like that. But as you go up in the difficulty, what it does, it applies penalties to you and starts giving the AI like more research, more materials.
What you're basically saying is that there's a more gradual curve.
Yeah,
and that's but like you got something like Xenoverse where basically it's I can really kick their ass. I can kick their ass. Generally, I can really kick their ass. I can definitely I can kick their ass somewhat.
You can completely dominate.
And then they're going to kick my face all over the.
Or they have God mode turned on and you will not be able to touch them.
And so when we're talking about AI, and once again. A lot of this channel is related to Star Citizen, so I'm going to kind of bring this around.
We tie a lot of the stuff in from other games we play because we want Star Citizen to be the best game it can be. Right. So when we play these other games, while we enjoy these games, I think Xenoverse is a fun game, but I still get pissed off at the AI.
Yeah, you will curse at the storm. So I'll be sitting there watching him get kicked around the map. He's like, it's just a string of expletives, man. It's just like he's just watching him get the crap pummeled out for like a minute. It's like, no, let me play. That's what you son of a beep beep beep. And so it's just
really is sometimes.
But I get kind of a kick out of that as he's getting kicked. So the thing is that so when you look at the AI in games is one of the things that we had a major change to the flight mechanics in 2.6, and of course that means that the AI has to be tweaked and adjusted to go with those changes. And of course, we're in a state of a game that more changes are coming in the AI.
Yeah, it's very much in development still.
When you look at Vandal Swarm, now why I do consider Vandal Swarm an excellent area for testing. like your performance, because the AI is the AI. It's not going to change really. It's going to do you do X, it's going to do Y, pretty much every time. So you can use it as a great test bed for comparing loadouts and things like that. And I think um, what control types and things like that, because it's consistent. But the AI also in Star Citizen right now, what we have going on. The AI, for example, like a lot of the players are using, because there's a lack of correct G-force modeling, is everything circle strafing and things like that for a large part to some degree. The AI never doesn't use the same tactics that the players use. Now, one of the things that I remember very clearly from the Chris Roberts talking about when the game was being developed was that how they wanted the AI to be indistinguishable. You wouldn't know if you were fighting an AI or a player, and that was one of the big goals that they had to make sure that it was very immersive. But the way it is right now, you can very much tell if you're fighting an AI or player. Besides the fact it's obvious because of the name over the top of it, which it needs to get rid of. By the way, I don't like names floating over things. That's very non-immersive in my opinion. You should never know what you're
You should
walking
have a
into.
name like for let's all diverge for a second here. For example, you have the little PID HUDs or whatever you want to call them. It's not PID,
Yeah.
that's something else. But anyway, you have the little picture. What it should be is you have your 2D radar. Give us a fucking 2D radar.
Like Star
Um,
Raid.
yeah, 2D radar that has like up and down a little square dot, and whatever little square dot you're targeted on, it shows on a screen of what your radar is picking up. So it goes, okay, well you're close enough that it's a hornet, right? So it shows you a silhouette of a hornet, and then it has like the designation of what like the hornet is. Or maybe if they're using scramblers, you don't know what their thing is. So it's like, oh well, they're scrambling
Which
their
is never a
ship
good sign in
signature.
and of itself.
Yeah, so you think, oh well, this is most likely a pirate because they're scrambling their ship signature, their IR code or whatever the thing is called. So you can kind of guess that, oh well, he's a pirate because of that. Or if they're not, you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't shoot at this guy because here's his ship code. So if you could like run like you if you're connected to a network, you can be like, okay, well, I want to do a detailed information, and then because you're scanned on him, you go and you talk to the whatever the internet is, I guess. We'll use that for better. So we don't have a word for it yet. So you connect your ship to the internet and you pull up that ship ID and you get the pilot name and like, oh well, this guy actually has a bounty on him. So
Yeah,
then you
basically
can attack him.
a little bit of DayZ going on where you don't know if the guy's gonna shoot you in the face or not. So you have to play it cautious, which is great. I mean, I think that's definitely something I want to see. The AI, it's important as they're developing this to make sure that I think if they want to make this right, they've got to look at how players are playing, and they got to make sure that the AI is flying the same way. Of course, as Chris Roberts said, the AI, they can make an AI that is absolutely perfect. I mean, it'll dodge every one of the shots you make. It'll hit you every single time. That's very doable. You can make an AI that's way better than any player could ever hope to be.
Because they're part of the system,
Right.
and therefore they
can
know
see
everything.
Yeah, they can counter everything you're doing because they know what you're doing as you're doing it. So there's a fine line to be balanced here. So what we're hoping for is the medium level of difficulty in Xenoverse, and Lightning is hoping that it does not go to the hard level.
Where it basically, the now we're talking about the hard level. When you're doing
Yeah.
training in Xenoverse, you can turn the AI into dodge mode, and so what they'll do
Yeah.
is they'll dodge all your attacks. But that quite literally means they will block or dodge all of your attacks. So you do 0 damage. You can never catch them. You can never hit them, and that just goes to explain like, okay, well, they obviously wanted to make the AI as good as they could, but in doing so, they just made it unbeatable on certain levels,
But
and
I don't
they had to bring it down.
I don't want to disparage Xenoverse because I have beaten all the main missions at Z ranking. It's doable.
Yeah,
And
it's just hard.
it's hard, but as I said, this is a game. If you haven't checked it out, and you're looking for something that's kind of a little bit different in the fighting genre, I do recommend it. I think it's a great game.
You put
and-
212 hours into the game, you better think it's good.
Yeah, no, I think it sucks.
And you'll
It
probably
just-
have more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The expansion comes out on.
That's right. There's expansions.
Expansion's already out actually. So, yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. So, yeah. New
That's
powers.
it. Go away.
Yeah, that's it. Go away. So, anyway, guys, leave your comments down below. Let us know what you think about AI and Star Citizen, AI and games in general. Let us know just generally how you feel about this program, or if we suck, if we need to shut up and just stop doing these. Anyway, guys, we will catch you next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye bye.